Hello everyone. It's around 10 a.m. here in Philly. I hope everyone's doing well. What I wanted to talk about for this video is the separation between the human mind and the human instincts, or the primal instincts. There's a lot of theories out there that talk about this, are on the study on this, like the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the cognitive theory, temporal motivation theory. That one hits me a lot. It's essentially time-based motivation. If you have less time, you're more motivated to do stuff. But I'm not here to give you a whole academic lesson on what makes us animals and what makes us separated from animals. But we do have a lot of proof of what separates us from animals. I mean, this technology that I'm talking to you through is proof of that. All the buildings outside, the cars, that's a lot of proof of what separates us from the rest of the animal kingdom, the things that we make. And all these things were possible with the cognitive side of humans. The idea, the abstract thought, that's what's able to give us all these things, or let us build these things and create all these things. But even with that as proof of why we're here, we still have things like natural selection, other wild factors that have brought us here and have shaped us and have shaped our behaviors to why we're here. And so what do I mean by that? Let's say a tiger or bear attacks like a group of people back then, like 10 BC, where we just have sticks and stones. The guy who is always working out, is always doing things when there's nothing to be done, is a lot less likely to survive a sudden attack like this than the guy who just sits around doing nothing, resting, being lazy, when there's nothing that he has to do. That's an example of natural selection, because that guy who was saving his energy would have a greater outcome of surviving because he has more energy saved up to either get out of the situation, defend himself, do something to survive. That is the reason why natural selection has made us lazy. Let's be real. But we're not at the time where tigers, bears, all those other apex predators can just eat and kill us. We're protected by this stuff, walls, buildings, guns. So we don't really need to worry about that now, but we're still stuck in that zone where we're lazy, we're trying to conserve energy, but it's old. We don't really need to do that anymore. And that's why I say separate man from beast, because the human cognitive side of you, the abstract thought, the ideas, the emotional aspect, is going to be pulled down if all you listen to is the beast, which, let's be lazy, let's do this activity that just makes me feel good because it feels good. That's good for back then, but right now, that might not be the best outcome that you want. But at the same time, you don't want to cage this beast or this animal side of yours. You couldn't use this. It gives you motivation, it gives you energy. Energy is still energy. You can still use this for your benefit. For example, you desire sexual intimacy, you want to go out and mingle with other humans, but that might not be your priority, or you might just want to find someone of value. If you go out and sleep with the the closest person, the most convenient person, for no other reason than you want sexual intimacy, that might not be the best outcome compared to if you use that energy that you get, that motivation that you get from the desire to reproduce, you use that to something greater that fulfills more of the purpose that you have set for yourself. That is greater. You could find someone of more value who lines up with your morals and values, and it just kind of goes as an effect of you're taming the beast rather than caging it. You're using that energy that your natural side is giving you to do something greater that's more ideal for the cognitive side of you. So yeah, that's all I have to say. This is kind of what I think about a lot. The next one I might cover on me personally, how I think about this, how I always think about this in the emotional side of things. Because while we do want to think logically, we're still emotional beings. So before I get into another rant about that, I'm just going to end it here and talk about that later on probably the next video. So see you there.